like this maritime atmosphere. It's like a museum, huh?
Yeah.
Very nice. Yeah. Hi, Brian. Nice to meet you again.
How you doing, man? Good?
You're still alive and kicking?
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well,
Okay.
Hi, I'm Howie Severino.
How are you?
Bago kami lumusong sa tubig, may ipinakilala si Peter sa akin sa lupa. Ang kanyang kaibigan na si Brian Homan, isang Australianong adventurero na ngayon may-ari ng isang hotel at restaurant sa Subic.
They're rifles.
Katulad ni Peter, ibayo rin ang pagmamahal ni Brian sa dagat. Ang mga kakaiba niyang karanasan, makikita sa Vascos, ang kanyang restaurant.
That's the day I came into Subic.
The day
And when the US left, I was the first guy in here.
on that boat.
Yeah.
Sa pagsisid niya sa barkong Irako sa Coron, isang baril at lampara ang natagpuan ni Brian.
And what did you find down there? All of this.
Not this, but some of it.
Dagat ang nagbubuklod sa magkaibigang Peter at Brian. Ngunit kung ang pakay ni Brian na mga yamang nasa loob ng mga barko, si Peter naman, iba ang hinahanap.
Ang pupuntahan po natin ay isang landing ship tank. During its time, pwede siya magkarga ng mga tangke, o ng mga ship, o ng mga sundalo na pwedeng dumaong sa...
Sa mga labi ng digmaan, nais niyang unawain ng mga aral ng kasaysayan at ng kanyang pamilya.
In landing an amphibious craft.
Ang bawat barko sa ilalim ay hudyat na maaring naging kapalaran ng kanyang ama. Si Ernst Heimstadt na nagserbisyo sa giyera sa isang barkong lumaban sa mga submarine. Pinasabog at pinalubog ito ng kalaban. Dalawa lang ang natirang buhay, kabilang ang ama ni Peter. Nang matalo naman ng Germany sa giyera, naging prisoner of war ng Russia ang kanyang ama at nakatakas.
Did he ever discuss his feelings about being on the losing side in the war?
It was surprising to me that he said he knew from the beginning that this war cannot be won.
Why did he say the war could not be won?
He said Germany already lost the First World War against the whole war. How is it possible to declare war to the whole world? This is impossible.
Bagamat hindi na nakaranas ng giyera si Peter, ramdam niya ang pagdusa ng mga biktima.
A lot of divers, when you ask them about their feeling when they see a shipwreck for the first time, they talk about the joy of it, the excitement, etc. But we found it quite interesting that when I asked you the same question, you said that you feel sad.
Yes, I feel sad.
Why?
Because even if there is no any record about casualties, you can imagine there were some. And how they died, I think many people don't want to know that. I want to know. I want to share this, if I know it. Just to tell people that war is not a good solution.
Idolo ni Peter ang kanyang ama. Sumali ito sa hukbong Aleman hindi para sakupin ng ibang bayan, kundi dahil sa isang lihim. Bagay na inamin ni Ernst kay Peter bago siya mamatay. Kahit maulan at makulimlim, itutuloy namin ni Peter ang aming dive. Sa ilalim daw dito ang landing ship tank o LST, isang barkong Hapon na naghahatid noon ng mga tangke sa lupa.
Alright, so minute. The minute you get separated, don't hesitate to look for us. We will look for you. If 1 minute no one shows up, then we all surface up, okay?
Isa-isa kong naalala ang mga kinikwento sa akin ni Peter tungkol sa mga nasawi sa mga barkong lumubog noong gera. Si Peter pala mismo, muntik na rin matuluyan bilang seaman na sibilyan.
I retired from active seafaring 2.5 years ago when I encountered a monster wave with my big container vessel in the Gulf of Alaska. And I remember we had 2 Filipino cadets on the bridge whom I trained, and 2 of them fell down on their knees, were praying and asking me, "Sir, are we going to die?" And then I turned around to them. I was mad at them. I said, "Now we are not going to die, but if you want to pray, include me in your prayers." So we survived. Maybe that helped. I don't know. Maybe they were the one who saved us. Their prayers.
But it traumatized you enough to
Yes.
to quit being on a
It's
ship.
the right word. I have no problem to admit that I was in a therapy for almost 6 months.
Malabo ang tubig. Halos hindi ko na makita ang mga kasama ko na nauna nang bumababa. Tila nanigas ang aking katawan. Naalala ko ang sinapit ng ama ni Peter noong mapalubog ang barko nito.
He was paralyzed after 9 hours in the cold water. So he tried to commit suicide during this 9 months, but thankfully somebody prevented him from that.
Napatanong ako sa sarili kung anong gagawin ko kapag hindi ko makita ang aking mga kasama sa ilalim.
Pababa pa lang kami, lumuluwag yung mask ko. Tapos, unti-unting pumapasok yung tubig. Iniisip ko na kung ano yung gagawin ko pag biglang pumasok yung tubig sa ilalim kasi mas malakas yung pressure. Tapos, paglingon ko, halos wala na akong makita. Baka mawala ako dun sa grupo.
Si Peter na lang ang sumama sa aming mga cameraman para ituro ang barkong Hapon. 25 taon na mula noong huling sinisi ni Peter ang barkong ito. Sa tagal ng panahon, may mga pagbabago na siyang nakita.
It's really collapsed.
Collapsed?
It's the first time after 25 years.
Oh.
I think I have to change the drawing or I forget it.
Why is it collapsing?
Corrosion.
This corrosion.
Yeah, erosion, and it's propagating corrosion. This is also the problem in Coron.
Bawat barkong sinusuong ni Peter ang may kwentong kaakibat. Pinuntahan din namin kung saan lumubog ang may pinakamalubhang wakas. Ang Oryoko Maru o tinatawag na Hell Ship ng Hapon.
Late 1944, she was about to sail from Subic Bay to back to Japan with a load of 1,600 prisoners of war.
So these are American soldiers?
Yes, American, Australian, maybe some British soldiers. They were stuck up down in the cargo holds under unbelievable conditions, starving, sick. Well, they didn't know that their own countrymen were down below and the vessel was bombed. It was not only one attack. She was bombed and attacked several days until she went aground, capsized and sunk not far away here from where she was birthed.
Libo-libo mga sundalong Amerikano ang napatay ng sarili nilang eroplano. Isa sa pinakamalalang insidente ng friendly fire sa kasaysayan. Maski ngayon, hindi pa rin nasisisid ang labi ng Hell ship.
I feel very sad because these seamen are my colleagues, not only humans, my colleagues. It's a principle in Christian seafaring not to sink a ship, and it's a contradiction that another ship sinks the other.
Tulad ng mga Hapon sa Asya, ang mga Aleman noon ay brutal na sumakop sa ibang bansa. Layon pa ng Nazi Germany na burahin sa mundo ang lahat ng taong may dugong Hudyo. Mapapabilang pala rito ang ama ni Peter na si Ernst. Bago siya namatay, noong taong 1982, nagtapat siya kay Peter.
It was only before he died that he admitted he joined the Navy voluntarily because he wanted to protect himself from being hunted by the Nazis. In his story, he said one of his grandfathers or grand-grandfathers married a half-Jew.
May dugong Hudyo pala ang pamilya ni Peter. Kaya sumali na lang ang kanyang ama sa militar para hindi siya arestuhin.
So, despite this family history, despite this experience during the war, and the possibility of, being persecuted because of his blood, he showed little or no bitterness.
Yeah, this is good question. Absolutely nothing. He was so open-minded. He was a typical seaman, a Christian seaman.
Kasabay ng milyong-milyong namatay sa giyera noong dekada 40, may mga mapapalad na nakaligtas tulad ni Ernst Heimstatt. At dahil nabuhay at nagkapamilya siya, may nakasunod sa kanyang yapak.
That was 1982. It was a coincidence because he died only 1 week after I received my captain's license. I was so proud that I showed him the license and then he really acknowledged it. And that was very nice for me. He said, maybe it helps you now to fight the challenges of life. And that's true.
Hindi siya lumulusong sa mga barko para maghanap ng tuwa o yaman. Sa totoo lang, dalaw din ito sa libingan at pagpupugay sa alaala. Mula Coron, Palawan at Subic Bay, ako po si Howie Severino at ito ang Eyewitness.